Hello guys, and welcome back to another of our training video. Today we're going to be going deeper into building Forex robots, and we're going to be looking at how we can build a price action candlestick robot. Okay, so there are lots of price action candlestick. We're just going to, maybe take one or two. Today we're going to start by looking to see how we can build the engulfing pattern. So we're going to start with this one because it's quite easy. So basically, what is an engulfing candle? So there are two types of engulfing candle. There's the bullish engulfing, and there's also the bearish engulfing. Okay, so the bullish engulfing candle is a candle, or is it at least it's a two candle stick setup where if we have a bearish candle, so the idea is if the market is bearish, and then we have a bearish candle, right, followed by a bullish candle that totally engulfs the previous bearish candle. Right, at least the close of the bullish candle is higher than the highest price of the bearish candle. So even it should engulf even the wick of the candle. So let me even draw this better. So if we have a bearish candle like this, okay, and it has wicks like this, and then the next candle is a bullish candle, should be a bullish candle, okay, of which the high of the candle or the close of the candle is above the highest price of the previous candle. This is a bullish engulfing. And then the opposite will be a bearish engulfing, where if we have a bullish candle and then it is followed by a bearish candle that's, okay, let me draw that well, followed by a bearish candle that engulfs the previous bullish candle, including the wick of the candle. So take the close of the candle, at least this point here, should be lower than this point. And in this case here, this close here should be higher than this point. So that's a bullish and bearish engulfing candle. So we're going to look to, the goal will be to build our bot to watch for bullish engulfing candles and bearish engulfing candles. And if there's a bullish engulfing, we want it to open a buy at the close of the bullish engulfing candles setup. Put our stop loss. So if this is our bullish engulfing candle like this, and this is the previous, okay, and this is the previous bearish candle like so, with the highs included, okay. So if this formation is met, we want to open a buy here. Our stop loss, we want to keep it below the low. So this candle might have a wick like this, okay. So this candle might have a wick like this. We want to keep our stop loss at the low of this candle. This will be our entry price. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use a risk to reward ratio where our take profit would be 2 times basically our stop loss size. Okay, so let's see how we can view that, and then we'll also test it to see if we get the exact results that we're looking for. So first things first, what we're going to do is, okay, so I think I already try and declare some variables here. So we have the lot size. I don't think we need this one. So let's just clear that. So the lot size and the risk to reward, let's just leave it as that. Okay, so what we'll do is we would begin by checking for trade conditions. So if there are no trades, okay, so if there are no trades, what we want to do, make sure that we're looking at no trade buys or sell, okay? If there are no trade buy or sell, then we want to, now you now ask yourself, how do you set the condition for, okay, let me withdraw this so that we can reference it. So for example, a bullish engulfing. So let's say this is a bullish engulfing, this is the bearish candle, okay? And then it is now followed by a bullish candle like so, okay? Remember, this now is a bullish engulfing candle, okay? So the idea is, remember, at the close of this candle, as the next candle is about to start, this candle will have an ID of 1, and this candle here would have an ID of 2, okay? So basically, we're saying that candle ID 2's high should be lower than candle ID 1's close, or candle ID 1's close should be higher than candle ID 2's high. That's one of the first conditions. So what we do is we'll just come here and drag a condition function here, okay? And say, you can just name this condition 1. Let's just call it condition 1, okay? And then what's that condition 1? We want to check, so before we were looking at indicator, but now we're going to check candles, okay? So we want to check that candle ID 1 high, or candle ID 1's close, so this is candle close, candle ID 1's close is higher than, it's greater than, okay, candle ID2, we want to check that it's higher than candle ID2's high. So if candle ID1's close is higher than candle ID2's high, that's the first, that's the first, one of the first condition. Okay, so candle ID1's close, okay, should be higher than candle ID2's high. Okay, now, but however, we also want to see that candle ID2 is a bearish candle. So you have to say, what's the bearish candle? A bearish candle is the candle where the close of the candle is lower than the open of the candle. Okay, so what we can do is actually, we can now take another function and say, well, if candle ID2, right? So this is candle ID2. If the close of candle ID2 is lower than the close of that same candle ID2, of the open, sorry. If the close of candle ID2 is lower than the open of candle ID2, that makes candle ID2 a bearish candle. Okay, so now you can, it can be in any, this can come first, this one can come second, it doesn't really matter. It's just going to check both conditions. Okay, so we can just call this condition 2. Okay, it doesn't matter which comes first or second, it still work. It still means the same thing. So what it means is, if there are no trade, it will check that candle ID1's close is greater than candle ID2's high. If that condition is met, then it will check the next one, which is candle ID2's close is lower than candle ID2's open, making candle ID2 a bearish candle. Okay, and then if that condition is met, what we want to do is we want to buy. However, before we buy, because we want it to only take one trade per signal. Okay, so what we're going to do is here, we're going to say on that time filter, we're going to say once per bar. Okay, this way it will only pick one trade once the condition is met. Okay, for each candle that the condition is met, not multiple trades. Okay, and then we'll just connect this to this and then connect this to the buy. Now remember, we said in the way we want to buy this one, we want to use we're going to use our lot size of this. However, for the stop loss, we want to make the stop loss, in this case, the low of candle ID1. So what we're going to do is, instead of using fixed stop loss, we're going to select custom price level. Okay, and then instead of using value, we're going to select candle and go to candle ID1's low. See, it begins to make sense. Now in take profit, instead of using fixed pip, we're going to use percentage from stop loss. That means whatever my stop loss is, which is the low of this candle in this case, let's say if we use 100%, that means if my stop loss is 10 pips, at 10 pips, when the market has moved 10 pips in my direction, close my trade. Otherwise, if we use 200 pips, that means 1:2. If the market moves, if our stop loss is 10 pips, I'll take profit to be 20 pips. If our stop loss is 100 pips, I'll take profit to be 200 pips. So we're going to use this. So instead of using that, we'll just select this so that we can always modify it while we're testing our bots. Okay, and then that's it. So now we have built the condition for how to basically so if all of these are met, once per bar, it will open using the lot size that we just assigned. Okay, and the stop loss would be at the low of candle ID1, and our take profit would be 200% from our stop loss. Okay, of our stop loss. And now we have built basically the buy function, or the buy section of this code. Now the next thing we want to do is do the sell side. We can obviously just copy this and reuse it, but I'm just going to redo it so that it would sink in. Okay, now for the sell conditions, I'm just going to do this quickly. The opposite would be the case. So let me just draw that as well. So for the sell condition, it would be if candle ID2 is a bullish candle. Okay, if candle ID2 is a bullish candle, and then candle ID1 is a bearish candle, of which the close of the candle is lower than the low of candle ID2, this is a bearish engulfing. So in that case, one of the first conditions would be that candle ID1's close is lower than candle ID2's low. So candle ID1's close, so ID1, if the close is lower than the low, right, of candle ID2. Okay, so that's the condition, the first condition. And then the second condition would be if candle ID 2 is a bullish candle. And how do we know a bullish candle? A bullish candle is a candle where the close of the candle is higher than the open. Okay, so we'll just double click here and then we'll select candle, and then we want to check that candle ID 2's close is greater than the open. So candle ID 2 open. Right? So if candle ID 2's close is greater than candle ID 2 open, that makes candle ID 2 a bullish candle. Okay, so first of all, if candle ID 1's low or candle ID 1's close is lower than candle ID 2's low, and if candle ID 2's open or close is higher than candle ID 2's close, that is making candle ID 2 a bullish candle. We also want to make this once per bar, make sure it takes only one trade per signal. And yeah, there's nothing to modify here. And then in this case, we're going to look to sell. Okay, so sell now. Okay, now if this is met, remember for our sell, we want to use our lot size, but instead of using a fixed pip, we're going to use custom price level. So that in this case, our stop loss would be candle ID 1 high. Okay, so candle ID 1 high would be our stop loss. So this would be candle ID 1. So this will be candle high of candle ID 1. Okay. And then our take profits would be based on percentage from our stop loss, which we'll plan to use 1:2. And then we click updates. Okay. And then we combine this today. So just like this, we have built our first price action candle bot, and this is an engulfing candle, price action candle bot. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to save this, and then in the next video we're going to test this together and see how it runs.